Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeShop.com. It's been a while since I made a video. There's been some craziness on my side with school and sickness and other stuff. So I'm slowly getting back with some videos. I'm making a video right now, which you already know what it is. I've got a package from GAN that's right next to me. I've got some other puzzles that are behind me and some things that I plan to make. For right now, I'm going to do something fairly simple, which is just set up a new puzzle. And the puzzle I'm going to set up is a 4x4. I feel like there's a lot of videos setting up 3x3s. So I'm going to set up a 4x4 for two reasons. One, it's just something might be a little bit different for some people. And also, I needed my new 4x4 because the other one has gone missing. Now, of all the 4x4s I have, of the WRM and the GTS and the MGC, I prefer the YJ Mini. Now, this is a box that I don't remember. I don't think this was the box when I first got it. They've called it the Jisoo and also the Jilong. So if you're looking for it and you look up Jilong or Jisoo, Zisu or Zhilong, they could be under either of those names. When they first came out with these, they called them under the Jilong series, and it was the Jilong 3x3, Jilong 4x4, Jilong 5x5. And then either the company or other retailers just started using what they used to use for the moniker, which was Long for 3x3, Su for 4x4, Po for 2x2, and so on. First thing, when you get a new puzzle out of the box, is just use it. It might be perfect right now. It's already too loose for me, for what I normally like. But performs fairly well. Even though I might like it loose like that, that's going to pop. And this is something I wish more companies would adjust the tensions right off the bat. What is this in here? Oh, a stand you can build and a screwdriver. I didn't realize that was sticking out. So hopefully it's fairly even out of the box. So I'm just going to do half a turn, 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 and half a turn. Still very tight. Let's do another. Make your cubes tight enough out of the box, especially if you're a younger cuber. These things will pop, and you do not want to try to put together a 4x4. There's over 90 pieces in here with some that are small and internal. So, yeah, you don't want to have to do that. It's not fun. There we go. Whew, that was a lot. And I was turning it, right? Yeah, it was turning. Okay. So one thing I've noticed with big cubes is that the smaller the size they are, the tighter it should look. What I mean by that is, since if this was a bigger 4x4, this itself would look like the pieces are wider apart just because the pieces are larger compared to where that center is. So if you have a smaller puzzle like this, it's going to look fairly tight with this. It's going to seem fairly tight compared to other ones. Also, it will be tighter than a 3x3 just because, yeah, it has almost 100 moving parts in here. Okay, so now than that, I like the way this feels. It performs pretty good out of the box. Remember, no puzzles need lubrication. It's not that puzzles need lubrication to perform. It's not like oil on a car. It just gives it a different feeling. And it can either help with reducing friction, but often it actually makes it a little bit slower. So what I want to do, though, let's see what I have here. I'm going to get some Lunar. Lunar is the lighter lube. They do have one called Stardust, which is water-based. But I like just adding a few drops here, a couple in the middle, a few on the outer edge. Maybe we'll just do like one more here and one more there. Does it say? It says 4 drops in break-in. It's a 4x4. We can add some more. And now I'm just going to scramble it, and I'll do a solve. So let's see what we've got here. So you might say,
but you didn't really take it apart. You didn't lubricate the screws, any of that.
And yeah, you don't have to. Lubricating the screws doesn't really do much as far with speed. It can reduce some spring noise. The difference is very, very minute. I feel like especially nowadays with the way cubes are out of the box. Yeah, you don't need to actually do a lot at all. I'm going to move the camera a little bit more down, so in case when I bring it closer, I'm not bringing it off camera. Okay. It feels a little bit too tight, so let's loosen it slightly. It's better to start with being too tight and then loosen it rather than the other way around and pop the cube. As far as lubrication, could use a little bit more. Feels a bit scratchy. Performance-wise, speed-wise, it's fine. Just a little scratchy. More on the inner layers as well. Put one drop here. Let's just go another quarter turn looser. One. And really, that's it. That's setup. Did I have to do anything? No. I definitely tightened the puzzle. That's huge. Also, puzzles don't always come lubricated. Actually, I feel like most don't nowadays. I feel like you'll get ones that do, but then suddenly they just won't for some reason. So don't expect them to be all set up from the factory. Sometimes they're just pieces put together and that's it. Still feels just a little too tight. Yeah, I should be able to do slice moves much nicer than that. Okay, let's go just slightly looser still. Okay, I guess one more thing while I'm finishing this up. Lubrication, I like, there's 3 different ones that I use mostly. I use Lunar for just a light lube, so when I don't want to slow things down. That's great for big cubes. I use Nebula or Candy Cane when it's in stock. For something that's a little more gummy, kind of, I would say, middle of the road. And then I would use Cosmos for anything that's really grippy, that I want to slow down the puzzle, but I don't want to add a bunch of lube. I just want to slow it down a little bit. Yeah, already this feels real good right now. So let's see what this solve ends up being like. Oh, kind of a nice scramble. Ooh. It might be too loose now, just a little bit. Yeah, slightly too loose. Finding that nice middle ground. Okay. Now, after you set up a puzzle, there will be a time where it's going to feel like it's a little bit looser, especially if there's springs on it. Just because the springs break in just a little bit, not a ton, but enough to where you can feel a difference. And after that slight break-in period, then it doesn't really adjust too much. Also, the idea that cubes go bad is bananas. It doesn't exist. You can have a cube for a decade and it's still going to perform practically the same. The springs aren't really going to adjust that much. Magnets aren't really going to adjust that much. It really is just dirty. You just have to clean it out and kind of start fresh. Got kind of something nice here. Okay, need to work on those slices again. And that's it. That is setup. Super, super simple. It's not necessary to have lubrication. It's not necessary to tension it. But if you want to make sure it doesn't pop, tighten the tensions. If you want to give it a different feeling, add different lubrication. And if you want to slow it down, that's where lubrication comes in mostly. If you want to speed it up, often it is cleaning it. If anything, clean and add light lubrication like Lunar from SpeedCubeShop, link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like, subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, stop by SpeedCubeShop for more news and reviews.